Alright, so Running on Empty by Jackson Browne. This is the live version. And I saw him play this on a video on YouTube just a while ago. I mean, I think the video's been out for a while, but I just saw it recently. And I was really just fell in love with that version that he did, you know. So nice. I think it's way better than the recorded version. It's way more soulful. And the way he's got his guitar tune, he's just this really rich, nice sound. Okay, so let's get into it. We're in an open G tuning here, basically, right? So from the A string, the A goes down to a G. The D string stays the same. G string stays the same. B string stays the same. High E goes down to a D. Okay? But the thing that makes us a little bit more unique is instead of tuning our low E to a D, we're going all the way down to a C. Okay, so you get that sound. But what's really nice about that is when you go to this C chord, like the 4 chord in the progression, you've got that low C, which just gives it so much depth. Okay? Alright, so that's the tuning. And I'll just go over the chords. There's only a handful of chords, but because it's in an alternate tuning, it always, it's kind of weird to play these chords because they're different than you're used to. Okay, so the first chord is a C, but we've got that open E string which is tuned down to a D, so that's like the 9th. So it's like a C add 9. Okay, and then this G chord, and we're going to mute that C, obviously, with our thumb, because we can't have a C in a G chord. Okay, so C at 9, G. And then we've got this chord, which is really just an E minor. With that D, it makes it E minor 7. So that's just here on, what is that, E4, A4, D2. The rest open. And then we've got a chord up here. It's just a straight bar, straight across from the 5th fret, again muting the low E with our thumb. And that again is a C chord. Same chord, different voicing, right? And then we're just going to slide this up 2 frets. That'll give us a D chord. And then we have this descending thing, and that's just A4, the rest open. And you're not playing the low E again, right? And that's just a G over a B. And then we also have this chord here, which is a D7. Now that's the way I play it, but he plays it like this. Okay, he'll go with his middle finger, be A2, and then G2, and B1, but he'll hook his thumb around to get that D note. Okay, now for me, I can't do that because I got a small hand and this neck is, I mean, I could probably do it with a really thin neck guitar, but when I do it, I mute out that E string, so that doesn't work. Right? So what I do is I just go like this, where I put my first finger on E2, third finger A2, got the open D, right? And then little finger on G2, first finger on B1. So that's how I play that chord, the D7. Alright, so you can do it that way, you can do it this way like he does it. You could even just do it that way and mute that E string. Or, there's a lot of ways you could do it. You could fret that E string and mute the A string. Do it that way. You know, like if that's too much for you, and if this is too much for you, then either that way or this way, they'll both work. Okay, so that's your D7. And that's pretty well it, other than that descending thing. Okay, those are your chords. Alright, so the intro is going to go like this. Actually, he just starts an arpeggio. Now, I threw this lick in here. Kind of more like the record, right? And it's just an open G, sliding up. I got my third finger on G4, second finger on B3. Right? And slide down, pull off. So I'm going to go. I really like the way that sounds. Also, you could do it here. Right? That's the A string. A4, open, D, slide down, right? So you could go. Okay, and then he's going to go down to this E minor 7, and he's going to go up to here, and that's your G over B, but remember to mute that E string. And then you've got your D7, however way you want to play it, right? Okay, so that's your intro, and then we just do the verse, and the verse is just this. Just over and over, right? And then the last part of the verse, he's going to go up here. Which leads you right into the chorus. And the chorus is just like the verse, basically, except there's a few different little timing things. So the chorus would be... Right? So we gotta match the vocal with the guitar with the vocal, so it's... Right? By the way, I just use my finger on this whole thing. I don't use a pick. I think most people will use a pick. I think he uses a pick, but I prefer it just with my finger. Anyway, so... Again, off on sun, right? Off again on the E minor 7. You just follow, the guitar follows the vocal, so sing it in your head and you'll know what to do, right? Okay, so chorus then. There's another verse, right? Okay, so that verse goes on, and now the chorus, right? Now I'm running behind. Okay, and then it goes back to the intro, which is... We get into the bridge, which is not sure what the words are there. Anyway, so that's the E minor 7. Where I go to the C, D7, everywhere I to the G, right? And then it's E minor 7, D7. C, A. Okay, so Okay, so C to the D. Now we do this descending thing. Okay, so D, G over B, D7, but from the A string, because we want to get, right? So, and then we just throw in, right, E4, E2. So, and then we're to the last verse, right? Okay, and that goes on. You know all those parts, and then we are into the very ending, and the last lines are. Now we're up here. Descending thing again, right? And we do it again, but we don't go back up there anymore, right? We go here. Okay, and that very last one is just D, G over B, D7, the A string, the open G. So it's just, and then he just finishes it off by going to the D or the C, D, and that again. Okay, and that's it. You know, there's only a handful of chords, but that one especially, I think, will be tricky for a lot of people, no matter how you do it. Unless you do it that way or that way. Those are the two easiest ways. But the people that have larger hands and can do the thumb overs, that won't be a problem for them, right? But even though there's only 3 or 4 or 5 chords in this, it's because it's in an open tuning. It always feels weird to play a C like that or to play a D7 like that. It's like, what? It's just weird, right? It takes some getting used to. But the upside is, it sounds phenomenal, right, in this tuning. Just that. It's just so deep and rich. Anyways, that's it for this one. Great song. Always love Jackson Browne. Hope you get something out of it. Hope you enjoy playing the song. And we'll talk to you next time.